Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, some more updates on this issue, these lawsuits with P. Devil Combs. The songwriter and singer Tiffany Red, who we know as the woman that came out recently to call out really big name celebrities like Beyonce for not giving their songwriters credits and also for being Cassie's best friend, came out once again and made a video where she went off. And quite frankly, I don't blame her. As I mentioned the first time, she went kind of viral not too long ago, first with a video that she made calling out people like Beyonce and all these other celebrities because people don't realize this or understand this, but a lot of these celebrities don't actually write their own songs. Some of them do. They're very talented. They can sing, dance, and write. But some of them, they don't actually write their own songs. The songs that they sing, the songs that they make it seem like they made and came up with, that they be singing to everybody else. They actually have songwriters, ghostwriters who write for them, who work in the industry. A lot of times these songwriters, they end up getting screwed over because they don't get the proper compensation that's due to them for writing these songs. Before any of these people, and I've said this before multiple times, put these celebrities on a pedestal, they really need to understand that if it were not for some of these songwriters and ghostwriters that they don't like to acknowledge and pay properly, they wouldn't have anything to sing. That's another reason why I keep saying don't put these people on a pedestal, that they're not somebody to aspire to be like. All that glitters is not gold, and these people are not always who they say they are, because this is the kind of stuff that happens behind closed doors. And I'm glad that she called them out. I'm glad that she was brave enough to even call out Beyonce, because a lot of people, they wouldn't dare say anything bad about Beyonce because they know that she has the beehive backing them up, that they'll go and harass anybody that's not saying something in worship of that woman, even if she's calling her out for something that she did wrong. And it's sad that we live in a society, once again, where people will worship another human being to the point where you can't even call them out for doing something wrong. In this most recent video she made, she talked about how she was suing P. Devil Combs, amongst some other people. She listed Interscope Records as somebody who she's suing as well, which is another one of those individuals, groups of individuals, record labels that are up there. This is a very dangerous thing to do, and she talked about that as well, which I'll mention later. Like I said before, she is Cassie's friend. She talked about how she witnessed alleged abuse going down between Cassie and P. Devil Combs, and of course, just like clockwork, the ignorant people came out of the woodwork, the people who lacked empathy and had the audacity to ask this woman why she didn't say anything when it was all going down. Because if you use common sense, you'll know her life was in jeopardy, and it would have put Cassie's life in jeopardy. What good is coming out about what the man is doing to her if when you go to the police, they're not in a position that's safe to be able to go to the police, and it puts her life in jeopardy because of it? That was something that she talked about in the video. She said, y'all must think this is a game. They're asking her goofy questions like why she won't do interviews, why she had to move, why she's not saying a lot of stuff and going out places, because her life is in jeopardy. Her safety is in jeopardy because she is coming out. She is brave enough, just like Cassie, just like Lil Rod Jones, to actually say these people did X, Y, Z. And it's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of big names that most people wouldn't want to come out and say did X, Y, Z because, once again, it would put their safety in jeopardy. They've already been threatened, or they're afraid of what will happen to them if they do so. She talked about how she didn't feel safe, and she did not appreciate, nor did she like at all, how people were treating this like, oh, well, we just want you to tell us the juicy details. They would rather these people put their lives in even more danger, be deleted, dead, murdered in a ditch somewhere because they spoke too soon or they didn't make sure they were in a place where they were safe before doing what they did, because they just see these as gossipy details, wine or tea to be spilled or whatever. They would rather have these people either unalive, like I said, or have them in extreme danger to tell them details that's too soon for them to tell, because instead of actually seeing these people as victims whose lives are in danger, who have to do this in a timely fashion, they're looking at it as primetime television, that this is some kind of entertainment, some kind of TV show. No, these are these people's lives. This is why I kept saying that people have a lack of empathy when it comes to these kind of situations, really just in general. Because nobody should have to come out here and tell y'all, I don't care what y'all say, stop asking me these questions, stop bothering me because my life is in danger and I can't say anything else at the moment. Couldn't say anything back then because my life was in even more danger. Nobody should have to come out and say that for people to understand. That's why I still feel a kind of way about the way people responded to the Christian Key situation. Everybody wanted to make it seem like, oh, well, you participated, XYZ, and basically said that he should have never started talking about it or dropped hints unless he was going to basically put his life in danger and put a name out there. But again, what is the use of him telling y'all names if it's just going to be at his expense anyways? And people can say, oh, well, it prevents other people from being victims until they're blue in the face. But once again, if nobody believes the person when they first came out, if everybody just decides they want to believe the celebrity instead and treat the person, the victim, like they're crazy and they're just trying to get money, what good was that? How has that helped anybody? It hasn't helped anybody. One of the main examples we actually have about that right now is the lady that just came out who said and alleged that she got shot in the face by P. Devil Combs back in 1999 in a New York club. She came out over 2 decades ago. She been saying this stuff since day one and nobody wanted to believe her. There are people just now finding out, including myself, that that woman even existed and that that happened to her. There are still people today, allegedly, harassing that woman, trying to make it seem like she's lying and she just wants money and clout from P. Diddy. Her coming out immediately after that happened and talking about it since day one did not stop him from going on to make other people victims, because people were still aiding and abetting him. They were still covering for him. They were still supporting him. They were still allowing him to get away with it without giving him consequences. And once again, while people are out here criticizing people for not coming out while they were in the middle of being threatened to stay silent and going through the hell they were going through, that could have very well been what caused people to still not be able to nail the person who was doing all this kind of stuff. Because if they came out and they were silenced early, then guess what? Once again, that still helps nobody. Because they didn't wait for the proper timing. They risked it at the wrong moment. Now they can't say anything. Guess what? The person still gets away with it. They still go and victimize other people. This is why I keep saying there's a timing when it comes to this kind of stuff. Timing is everything. Anyways, all these other people that she's also suing, like Interscope, I'm not surprised. These big record label companies have a history of screwing people over, and people still give their money and support these record labels. Support the artists that they put out, the artists that they shove in our faces, while not knowing that they threw other artists who really deserve those opportunities under the bus. She also shed light on how all she wanted to do was write music. That's what she loved to do. That's what she was passionate about. And I can't tell you how many people went into the industry wanting to only do what they were passionate about, whatever it was. But the people in the industry, the people like P. Devil Combs saw that passion, saw the light in their eyes, their determination, their innocence, and they took advantage of them. They assaulted them. They hurt them. They chewed them up and spat them out and then threw them in the trash. They took advantage of these people's talents, and then when they would not give them what they wanted, they threw them under the bus. This is what she mentioned. This is what I've been talking about on this channel, that the industry does not allow people to be who they are, their authentic selves. No, they tell you what they want you to be. And if you don't play by their rules, despite how malicious, hurtful, and bad they are, they're not going to get behind you. They're not going to promote you. There have been too many artists who we've seen go through this. Look at what happened to Maya. Look at what happened to Money Long. She had to rebrand her whole entire appearance and her name in order to get the recognition that she's been working for. She's not a new artist. She's been working in the industry for over 10 years, writing songs, and they told her that she wasn't good enough to sing her own songs. They gave her songs that she wrote to other people, but didn't let her do what she wanted to do, be what she wanted to be. Didn't want her to be great like these other people. Didn't think she was good enough to do it. Until, like I said, she rebranded herself and decided to play their game and do what they wanted her to do. And nobody can say that, oh, these people don't get the recognition they deserve because they're out here doing stuff that they have no business. No, there are plenty of artists who, like I said, went to the industry to do their job and what they were passionate about. There are some people out here, make no mistake, they went there with the intention to open their legs to get wherever they wanted to go. Whatever they thought they had to do, however far they had to lower themselves, however many of their morals they had to sell out to get where they wanted to go, they were going to do it. But some people weren't like that. They didn't want to sleep around, like she said. I didn't go to the industry to fool around, to get messed over. I don't want to sleep with people. I just wanted to do my job and what I was passionate about. But unfortunately, in the industry, they're not going for that. It's either you're going to do what they want you to do, you're going to let them screw you over, do all kind of heinous and malicious things to you, Let them hump, pump, and dump you. Whatever they want from you, either they're going to get it or they're not going to support you. They're going to throw you under the bus. They're going to make you seem problematic. They're going to make sure you go nowhere and you can't do what you're passionate about that you went to the industry to do to begin with. They will give all the opportunities that you deserve because you're actually talented to some talentless individuals and have them having the career that you were supposed to have. This is why I keep saying, and I've been saying for a while, do not support these raggedy behind industries. Do not support the artists that they're shoving into your faces. She also talked about the pain knowing these songs that she wrote for her best friend, that she wrote for people that P. Devil Combs played while doing heinous things allegedly to her best friend. The pain of knowing that, the pain of, I wrote these songs because I was passionate about writing and I wanted to see somebody actually put this into the atmosphere. I wanted to see somebody put this out there and do well with it, only for you to do these heinous things to her, to this music. The pain of knowing that woman looked sick to her stomach, like she had been through hell and back. And best believe she has been through hell and back dealing with P. Devil Combs and these record labels. That's enough to make somebody give up on their passion. And you don't just give up on passions. So people who do stuff like that, you best believe they've been through something crazy to make them forsake what they said that they love so much. She was saying that she was almost basically to the point where she didn't even want to write music no more. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but this reminds me of the R. Kelly situation with the young woman who they called the first girl and the hair braider. Say what you want to, but I believe the two of them at least. But the woman who was known as the first girl, she talked about in the documentary how after she had went through what she went through with that dude, she didn't even want to sing anymore. This was a woman who was on her way to singing, who actually could sing, who was told by people who know how to see talent, who sees talent, that, oh yeah, you could sing, you sound like so-and-so, you'll go far in the industry. Who gave up on singing after she was put through hell by this dude. It's sad that these people like P. Devil Combs are out here extinguishing people's passion to do what they love to do because of the stuff that they're putting them through. And all for their fans and random people on the internet to make these people seem like they're liars and they just want money from this man. When they haven't been there, they didn't see all of what these people went through. They don't know these people's pain and trauma. This woman actually broke down and started crying 2 times. And admittedly, I really felt bad for her. I really did. And once again, she said, if you people out here, y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all don't see what's going on behind closed doors. Y'all haven't went through what she and Lil Rod Jones have been through, Cassie have been through, the danger. Y'all don't know them putting themselves in to file these lawsuits and try to get these people behind bars so they won't go out and victimize somebody else and they can finally face some kind of legal accountability. She basically said, if y'all can't identify with this struggle and y'all don't know what it's like to be brave enough to go out here and do this and you wouldn't do this, you need to shut your mouths. I've said that from day one. People need to take their mouths off of these people because they don't know what they've been through. They don't know what it takes to have to go through this. These people are reliving the trauma of what happened to them every time they go into those courtrooms, every time they bring up the lawsuit, every time they think about that lawsuit or have to do anything concerning it. Going through all of that, they shouldn't also have to be worried about judgmental, ignorant, stupid individuals who only care about their favorite celebrity and nothing bad coming out about them. Anyways, the lawsuit has already been filed. Another thing that she was also putting in that lawsuit that P. Devil Combs did was what's called tortious interference, which is basically somebody interfering with, disrupting, coming in between them and their business, them and their money, which basically she was alleging that he had a lot to do with her songs not getting put out. The stuff that she was writing for people not getting put out. Basically stuff like you going to somebody and saying you're not going to work with that person, or them threatening them not to work with them because you have a problem with that person, or you didn't spread some kind of damaging information, some kind of defamation, if you will, about that person. So now nobody wants to work with her, which is something that's been happening once again in the industry. You don't do what they want you to do. You stand up for what's right. You stand up against them doing something crazy or wrong. Okay, they'll make sure you don't work again in the industry. Because all of these people in the industry that's really up there, they're all connected. Remember what Cat Williams said? It's all about clicks and connections. It's all about good versus evil. And if you're not down for the evil, or they can't force you to do something that you don't want to do, then you're being thrown under the bus. I personally think one of the best, most strategic things that they could have done was all come out one after the other one. Cassie, Lil Rod, her, this woman who allegedly got shot in the face. Them all coming out at the same time, one after the other, is one of the most strategic things they could have done, because it's a little harder to focus on one person and put a target on one person. But when you've got all these people coming out of the woodwork at the same time, or one after the other one, and also the woman who came out as Jane Doe in the documents, who she was filing that lawsuit against the three, including Pete Devil Combs. Just because it's multiple people now filing lawsuits doesn't mean they're not in danger. But I do believe that it helps their safety in numbers. Remember what I said? Timing. Especially the lady, like I said, who allegedly got shot in the face in that club back in the day. This is the time now for her to really have her foot on his neck about what he did that everybody tried to cover up and make her seem like she was crazy for coming out and saying. This is also a good time for anybody else, because I do believe that there were some more people, both men and women, who were victimized by Pete Devil Combs allegedly, to come out as well if they feel comfortable and they feel that they are in the place of safety to do so. I also believe Farnsworth Bentley has a story to tell as well, allegedly. But again, that is up to him, and whatever he decides to do, that is his decision. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.